Are we good? Wait, did it relaunch on its own? Hang on a sec. Did it relaunch on its own? Are we good? Oh, we are live. Okay. I guess we're okay now? Hang on a sec. Hang on, I need to move things around real quick because things are stupid. Alright, I need a new chat here. Hi. I don't know what just happened. Give me a sec here. Are we... Testing? Are we alive? Is everything okay? I don't know what happened. Testing. Everything's good? I wonder, okay, let's look at this one. Oh geez, that's a great question. I apologize to him in advance. I will figure it out. I'll find a way to splice it. I'll combine the two. It's fine. I don't know what happened because that hasn't happened in like a year. I don't know what's up with that. That was strange, but hey, as long as we're back, hello, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, alright, interesting. I have no idea what the thumbnail is on the video right now, so that's frustrating, but hey, whatever. Anyway, where were we? What was I talking about? I was talking about the columns. I was saying how nothing looks inherently dangerous here, but with the way they're laid out, it is creating a layer of whimsy to everything. You know, there's a little bit of unevenness, things aren't quite stable, there's no real, like, safe structure here, but it's a little bit of a wild child look, a little bit of a whimsical look, and I think it actually is played really well. Calm ruins are not something that necessarily work in, like, a beach scene, normally, but I think here they did a really good job incorporating everything. I like how the columns are sort of integrated into the background, and then there's just sort of this playful attitude here. And of course, I do love the cat cloud. I think that's great. There's a lot of little cats here. There's also, I think there's also a... Isn't this, okay, there's a little crab. It kind of looks similar to Beanstalk's crab. Little kittens. We have strawberries held inside a coconut. That's clever. If you need a bowl really quickly, coconut works in a pinch. I like that. We caught a fish. Hopefully the cats won't eat the fish too early. And I like that this cat has like little wings, but you can tell it's a decoration because of the strap here. That's really cute. Some hibiscus flowers. Water looks very clean and clear. I think they're hibiscus, right? Because of, because everything is more tropical? You caught not just a fish, but a tuna to boot. I feel like that would be a lot harder, right? I like how we've got, like, a nice array, a nice blend of colors for the cats here. A nice sampling of cat. Hello, summer. We've got the little fish motif, cat paw motif. Our badge with a little water protective case. That's a nice touch. That the badge would have a protective case around it. I feel like stainless actually does get some really good skins, honestly. I remember the previous stainless skin that we saw where it was like the warrior in the castle. Stainless gets some really nice skins. This one is just happy-go-lucky, fun. I like the brighter colors in here, but it's still like, it's a fairly muted palette still. But, it's a muted palette, but it's kind of touching on pretty much the whole color wheel, aside from yellow and orange. Teeny tiny bit of yellow and orange, but very, very, very sparingly used. The whole thing is a nice, cool color. A few warm shadows where it gets closer to the sun. Cooler where it is closer to the water. Some nice reflections here. It's a very balanced piece in the color scheme. It's simple, but we're in a beach. It does what's needed. That's the thing, though. It's not just a beach. It's a whole, like, columns and ruins and temple structure. It's very, very unique from just being a beach, I think. It does a lot more. There's a lot more storytelling going on as to where this character is. I don't necessarily know all of the details, but I think that there is a lot of generalized storytelling here. It's not just sand and ocean waves. It's these columns that he's not afraid to be sitting on. He's kind of had this, like, whimsical attitude, like I was saying before, right? Also, I just realized there is a tiny, tiny cat fishing on the very top of this column, and that makes me happy. Little tiny silhouette of a cat fishing. We've got all the cats here. Yeah, you know, the outfit is on the simpler side, but it has some nice details. Especially the accessories. The food is a really nice detail. Again, the little buttons, the patches, the little armband. Kind of like a tooth necklace. It has a little bit of that beachy vibe without going super crazy. It's like, it fits the criteria and the prompt really well. Visor. It works nicely. Again, just a few little bands. Some pretty nice detail in these sandals, to be honest. I don't normally see sandals like this. Pretty nicely decorated sandals. And good reflection in the water. Overall, I think this is actually a very successful piece. It's like, I feel like this is a piece that would get overlooked because it's not super flashy. But there's a lot going on in the background that sort of has an air of mystery. There's a lot going on with all of the cat motifs that's really fun. Little cat fishing here. It's a good blend of color for the water. The addition of the flowers gives it a nice touch that sort of... The flowers' petals do a good job of giving us the feeling of a cool beach breeze, right? I think it does. I think it's really successful. I think it's a really successful piece. It's not super flashy, it's just sort of calm and happy, but it works nicely. There's like just enough little Easter eggs to keep your attention. There's just enough variety of color and shadow. And overall, it's just happy and chill and fun, which is a good contrast to the previous skin with the intensity of that broken down castle. I actually kind of wonder, considering that was also with ruins and columns, I'm curious if that has any connection to the beach piece here. Not sure if it does, but it has an interesting combination of motifs, I think. And of course, I do like the chibi here. I wonder why the chibi animal is the crab and not the cat? Isn't Stainless's chibis mainly known for having cats? Alright. Beach Guard series, made with materials that are both durable and comfortable. This outfit ensures high performance in a variety of different conditions. Could be he's on vacation to Greece. So creating priceless artifacts with his whimsy. Oh my gosh. Overall, I think it's a really successful piece. It's playing nicely with color balance. It's fun, it's happy, it's chill. He's having a good time with the cats. It's overall a nice work. It's got just enough detail. I would like to be able to paint a piece like this. This is just fun, and it's a very solid piece, I think. All right. Next up, we have beeswax. Ooh, I like the color here. I like the contrast in color here. This is really nice. Wow. She's also in Greece. This is really... Hang on, let me look at the... I love the color choice in this. Wow. This is amazing because, logically speaking, we know that this entire piece is probably white marble. Like, this whole thing is white, right? But the artist chose to use some very, very deep, deep, deep blues to give a completely different feel to the piece and create lots of contrast here. There's straight up cyan, there's purple, there's navy, there's royal. There is so much blue in this piece reflected from the shadow. They really chose to put a very strong emphasis on it. The purple here is probably what I would normally see most artists do for the entire thing. I think this sort of like taupey, purple, grayish tone is what most artists would do for shadow color, right? This artist chooses to use like a royal blue and an aqua. This is really, really nicely done. This is very artistic. It also has, because of the color choice, it also gives that cool feeling, cool coastal feeling. And then with all of our blue and white taking up the entire background, she's holding on to the warm colors. Her staff, or not a staff, this is kind of more like what Fang has, or... I'm sorry, I don't know beeswax as well. But her horns, her golden horns, the gold of the staff here, I'll say staff for now. And then the, her skin tone is actually phenomenally working here. Her deeper skin tones against the white and against the blue creates such a beautiful contrast. And then the bright, intense flowers on her dress that sort of bring our attention to center, which is also supported by her headband and her belt. Every area that we need to focus on for her outfit brings us right to center because of this intensity of red. Red is going to be sort of the main thing that, as a living being, you're going to look out for first. So you've got cool blues, cool whites, cool greens that can sort of just go into the background, and then bright red is immediately going to catch your attention. And the fact that it's not present in the background gives us all of our focus right on her. Her skin tone against the background and against her dress works so nicely here. She is the warm color palette, the background is the cool color palette, and they dance beautifully. I'm looking around, let me see if there's any other details. It's fairly simple in the sense of detail for the background because it's mainly just the architecture. But even just these painted pieces here, the little decoration, the pieces on the wall. What makes the background here work so well is all of the nooks and crannies and turns, right? The addition of all of the staircases and steps and valleys and corridors that are kind of making you look through every area of the piece. Whereas it wouldn't have the same effect if she was out in the open in, like, the town square, right? It's the fact that she's sort of tucked away in this little alleyway that makes the whole thing move so well, right? There's so much life and directional angles happening from all over that you just wouldn't get the same way. Oh, I also just realized the canvas itself. The canvas itself is a building structure. See that? Especially with the dome, sort of referencing the dome in the background. The canvas shape is a building. That is really, really nice. That is lovely. And it's funny, right? Because I don't think we would have recognized this as a building if it wasn't for the fact that it's mirroring the actual building that we can see in the background. So the building in the background gives us context to tell us what the canvas silhouette is supposed to be. That is very, very clever. I also love how these steps, they don't just stop immediately. We're also seeing how thick the brick is. The high quality brick, we get to see like the base of the brick itself too. Gives us a good foundation overall. This is beautiful. This is truly elegant. The roofs also have warmer colors, but they are toned down heavily with the sunlight so that she takes center stage with the warmer colors. And it's nice because this feels like something that you could just see in a Greek fashion magazine, right? This is one of those skins that truly does feel like it is the fashion that you are supposed to be seeing in these catalogs, right? Sometimes I look at the pieces and I'm like, I'm not really sure that that you can notice that this is supposed to be a fashion piece, but this really does feel like a piece out of a fashion catalog. In the Discord? Hang on, one sec. I don't know the best way to do it, so I'm sorry if you get a ping. Alright, best way I can think of doing it. The White Houses in Greece are typically made of limestone. Interesting, interesting. I also love how the other thing I want to point out is the contrast between the limestone buildings and the sort of alleyway with the sun hitting through. It has a very intensely structured format, and yet it complements so well with the breezy tassels on the ends of her staff, right? Creates a lot of movement between light and heavy. It gives us a lightness to her, a bit more gracefulness and femininity, and then the structures around her are sort of this, like, almost ancient protective feeling, right? Well, maybe not ancient, but you know what I'm saying. There's this intensity and strength in the buildings against her being very graceful and light. I think that is just really nice. Overall, I really like this skin. I think it's very successful. And I think the chibi is, like, it's simple enough, but it works well. I think it works well. I think that the red flowers stand out nicely. Kind of works to make it more of a unique skin, but it's still a summer skin, and it lends itself very elegantly. Holiday series. Comfortable, relaxed, breathable, and lightweight. Allows you to enjoy a perfect beach experience in absolute relaxation. Beeswax, this is a very elegant skin. Alright. Next up here. Alright. Asjeen, I don't quite know how to pronounce your name. I haven't truly met you yet. I know that you're Astasia's sister, and that is about it. But this is very nice. This is very, very nice indeed. Alright. Oh, I love the structure of this piece. Alright. Interesting. Ooh. This is in a cabin, huh? This is like a cabin with glass paneling. Interesting. In a forest. I'm seeing all these trees here. We must be in a forest. I do like the cat. Very dapper cat here. Very, very dapper cat. Alright, let's see here. This is nice. I like this light piece here. It's interesting the birds are in this, like, perfect formation going around, each with a flower in their beak. There's this very circular motion happening here. Almost like ritualistic, if I had to say. Alright, she's using mushrooms as lights. So we definitely have glowing mushrooms here. That's interesting. Our very dapper guy. I love the bow tie. Little bow tie is really cute. Personally, I wish the bow tie wasn't brown. It's a little bit hard to make out. I might have made, okay, it depends on how much we want the cat to stand out, but I would have made the bow tie blue. If she's wearing white and brown and her hair and tail is blue, I would have made the bow tie blue so that it stands out from the cat's fur, right? All right. Interesting. We do have a regular light bulb, though. So wait, we have a regular light bulb, but we also have lamps with glowing mushrooms? Is the light bulb supposed to go here? What is up with this ritual of birds? I have so many questions. All right. Jars of dandelions. Interesting. Some beakers, some science things going on here. A star structure in a glass case. Okay. And lots with the flowers. So we're definitely doing, like, research in a forest here. Very secluded, I think. Not sure if the mushrooms are actually glowing, but might just be catching light from the top. I mean, they look like they're in a, lantern, though. It could just be for decoration, but maybe they glow at night? I don't know. Are you saying the cat's bow tie is the tangent of colors? I don't know if they have a specific name. Lack of contrast. It would be lack of contrast. There's no contrast to the cat's coloring here. The bow tie blends in with his fur. So it's a lack of contrast. Overall, though, she is really pretty. She is really, really pretty. I'm totally not biased for Astacia and her sister here, but I'm curious what the birds are doing. This is so ominous feeling. But she seems happy, so you know what? You do you. She's happy. That's all I can ask for. I like the gold in her hair here. Maybe it doesn't... I wonder if she gathered these herself, but then I feel like they wouldn't be in a bouquet unless she gathered these for somebody else. Also, I have to point out that her shoes are actually, like, the way that they have her, like, wing shoe sock here is actually fairly similar to what I have, so that's funny. The divided front to her jacket matches her tail. It does, yeah. That little, I know she's not a swallow. I used to say swallow, and I always forget what species of bird she is, because it's a really oddly named bird, and I always forget what it is. I do like the split tail motif, and the wing motif here on her jacket. Lots of good wing motifs overall. It's something strange. It's a name that I would not expect a bird to be called, and I think it matches the name of a mustelid, if I remember correctly. I remember confusing it with some sort of rodent or mustelid. Martin, thank you, yes. Because I always mistake it for pine marten. Yes, thank you, Siam Zero. Yes, she's a marten. And I always think pine marten instead. She does have very, very nice outfit, though. I like it a lot. I like how flowing this jacket is. This is honestly, like... I would wear this. Well, okay, I'd maybe make this a little bit longer, personally, if I was wearing it. But I would pretty much wear this. I like her outfit sense a lot. She has good fashion. I would wear this fashion. It's interesting how this is all made of, like, different panes of glass that catch the light differently. I wonder where she is. She's definitely in a forest. It's interesting that this whole house is kind of making the canvas. And then these little pieces here allude to this being in treetops with pine trees. So she's definitely secluded in a forest, studying something, because we see the beakers here. The beakers and the vials. Studying plants, I suppose? And then there are star motifs, but I'm guessing that that's some sort of connection with Stacia, too. And then this definitely has sort of a cosmic, astrological, almost a globe-type feeling. Yeah. Lone researcher in the woods is what it feels like to me. Put khaki pants on her? It looks like the classic scientific explorer outfit. Yeah, it does. You're right. Isn't that the highest praise one can achieve? I'd steal your trip, no cap. I wouldn't steal it. I would just, you know, I would just order from the magazine that she's posing for. I wouldn't steal it. But I might order from the catalog. It's interesting, too, how the light is, like, peeking through here in these fully downward effects, which is not natural. This is definitely done as sort of more of a graphic addition. But we can tell that this is definitely in a very dense forest because of how much light is not getting through the top here, but is getting through the sides. So this shows us that there's like a canopy of trees above her. It's a really interesting way to visualize a forest cabin of sorts, to have this bright blue glass and frankly, huge windows. This is not standard because it would get very, very hot unless you're in a really cold climate. The glass against the sun would turn this place into like a sauna. So she must be in a much colder climate. This would not work in a southern climate. Overall, very interesting. I do really like the color scheme a lot. I like the color scheme. I like the blends of gold and blue and purple. It's very, very nice. And yeah, I would definitely wear this outfit. I would order from this catalog for sure. All right, here. It's also a really nice chibi, I think. All right. New rivals, her aspiration. The clothes Asjean wore in her rented home. Okay, there you go. A lab coat thrown over an elegant and close fit, for she must always be ready for a whimsical stroke of inspiration for her experiments. Okay, there you go. So she's definitely in like a rented cabin, and I did notice the science bottles experiments. All right, I'm curious to learn more about you in the future, Asjin. I again apologize if I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm going to... I forget how Stacy says it. It's either Asjin or Asjine, and I think it's Asjin, but I forget now. I'll learn more about you in the future. I'm excited to. Alright. Scientist guided by whimsy. Oh, I wish we had more scientists guided by whimsy. That would be nice. Alright. So now we can switch gears and go all the way back to the beginning here, right? It's actually pronounced burb. Alright. Myrtle, I've been I knew that we would be able to review this, so I've actually been avoiding, like, looking at this one in detail. Alright. Bustling Festival Myrtle. Whoa, that's a lot of color. Okay, then. This is fun. Alright. Rainbow. Immediate bias. Immediate bias here. Oh, this is fun. Does she have the rainbow on skill? I need to know if the rainbow's on skill. That determines everything here. This is one of those things where, like, okay, I'm not, like, super in love with the chibi, but I love this illustration. Alright. So this is a crossover skin, right? This is one of those, like, get it while you can, because it probably won't return. Oh, okay. Forget this franchise now. Oh, there's Mizuki! There's a Chibi Mizuki! Shoot, that might just be worth it with Chibi Mizuki. Oh, this is really cute, though. And Scotty. Chibi Mizuki, Chibi Scotty. And it's so bright and colorful and happy, and it's a collaboration skin, so... Taiko. Very, very fun. Lots of different little Taiko characters. I have not played the Taiko drum game. I do not know much about it, other than it being very popular. Candy apples, apple motif on the dress. Very nice. Oh! I didn't even notice this at first. Wow. Kitsune mask too, huh? Kitsune mask too, huh? Interesting. Interesting choice of combination, I think. Very, very interesting combo choice here. I thought it was a gacha bag. I did too at first. But no, specifically Kitsune mask out of all the other... Mizuki's not wearing one, Scotty's not wearing one, no, just specifically Dr. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very ironic. I might have to get this skin. I'm not gonna lie. The irony's not lost on me. I'm loving the flash of, like, pure holographics here. This one's just fun. I wonder why Myrtle, though. Because, like, I don't know if you should be, like... Okay, so the drumsticks are flags, but, like... Well, no, I guess it could work. Actually, that could be an interesting combo. Flag dancing with drums, with Taiko. Because Taiko itself is an art form, right? So I'm imagining, like, I used to have a friend who did Taiko performances. And a lot of the performance involves not just the drum, but also sort of the dance that you do with the drumsticks. So I guess I could see that you would have flags on them and it would kind of create a spectacle as you're dancing with them. As long as you're gonna do that, I wouldn't really make them transparent white, but hey, you do you. Taiko no Tatsujin. Thank you, thank you. While she uses her skill, she does nothing. At least she plays the drum in the meanwhile. There you go. Just a case of popular cute character for the collab. No, that's fair, that's fair. It's funny, like, I guess flags on your drumsticks, as long as it doesn't affect the sound, I guess it could work from a performance point of view. I'm super biased with this random, like, flash of rainbow going through the whole thing. It has nothing to do with anything, but I'm just really happy it's here. And then, it's interesting that the fireworks themselves are very graphic, and I think it works because since they're in the background, it does not detract from all of the very busy stuff going on in the foreground, right? If these were more realistic fireworks, I think it would be a little too busy with the realistic lanterns and the realistic rendering on the characters, or like more detailed rendering, right? So the fact that they make the background more graphic, and they also have the graphic version of the clouds here, I think it actually works really well. It creates a nice balance so that you don't get too lost in the details. I really like the lighting style, this sort of like twilight, like the character looks lit, but it's clearly not daytime. So you can get the sense of the lighting from the festival lanterns all around her. She looks like she's on a high platform, perhaps, sort of overseeing either the lake or the town beneath her. It's a good balance of, and then like a tiny bit of the banner fabric here from the structure. It's a good balance of different motifs and characters. All things considered, it would be really hard to do all this. To balance all this is not easy. I think they did a good job with the balancing. I do think it's fun too that that the motifs on her dress are apples. We've got some of the candy apples around the piece as well. I don't know why she's associated with apples, but I'll take it. It's cute, it's fun, she's happy. Too much color? Can we get this in monochrome? No, why would you want that? No, more color the merrier. And it's not like a crazy, amazing silhouette, but it doesn't have to be because this is more about the detail on the inside, I would say. It's really nicely, the lighting is really good though. Everything just sort of has that festival feeling. Everything is warm and cozy and fun and exciting and colorful. I like that a lot. And there's just a random rainbow through it. Doctor with a kitsune mask of all things. And Scotty and Mizuki. I think it's a fun piece. I don't know, what did you guys, because this one is a new collaboration piece, right? So I'm curious what you guys think of this one in particular, because I don't actually think I've seen a collaboration piece before. I think this is probably my first collaboration piece I've seen, aside from, okay, I did see the movie one, but we didn't review the movie one. This is before we were doing reviews. This is our first review of a collaboration piece, I believe. RS2 has a rainbow effect, it's not that random. Awesome. Funny thing is, she complains to being overworked in a 4-star clear, but no problem playing taiko drums. I'd advocate buying it. I think I probably will, even though I kind of don't really use Myrtle very much at this moment. I mean, maybe it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you'll need her in IS. But overall, this is a fun piece just for the home screen, too. As someone who loves Mizuki and Sculptor as well as Masks, Peak, hate out costs so P. I thought it would be the login reward, and she already has 2 skins. Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable. I don't know. I am tempted. I might have to try doing some more side story stuff to justify it. But overall, it is cute, it is happy, it is fun. I insta-bought it. I think if I am buying any skins in this round of skins, I think it's going to be, I got posies. I immediately got posies. I'm very tempted by Totters still, honestly. I wasn't expecting to, but it's so good. Asjin, I don't know how often that would return. I hadn't seen it before. And then this one is limited, so this one is kind of like, you gotta decide if you want to grab it now. This was my first ever insta-buy, but it's bound to vary from person to person. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. I don't know, I'm pretty tempted. I'll have to think about it. It's really colorful and really proud, happy, fun, and it's limited collab, so probably gonna end up going for it. I'm sorry, but this is also just so uncanny to me. I mean, I know that kitsune masks are common in festivals, it's just... the combination is just... it's uncanny. Alright. Taiko no Tatsujin! Collaboration outfit and bustling festival. Myrtle no longer cares about score maxing during this grand festival. Having fun drumming to the beat, rousing the audience's spirit. Don Don Ka! Yeah, it's just happy and fun. This would be like this is a good home screen skin, I think. It's just, it's so colorful. It's so nice. I like it a lot. All right. I think that is all of the skins that we can review at the moment. I can't look at the Obiana skin, unfortunately. But I'm really I'm tempted by the collab one. I'm very tempted by Totter. And I'm tempted by the Asjin one. I don't think I'd seen either of these two before at all. So I don't know. I don't know. Alright. With that being said, let us move onward to our, to do a little bit of work today. See if we can get anything done here. Does that sound good? Alright, we are gonna switch over music here and switch over our scene here. Alright. Go here. We'll turn, there we go. Here, and we'll switch to our basic track. Our basic repeating track, so it's not all shop audio for you guys constantly. Working so close to the weekend? Ridiculous? What do you mean ridiculous? Why is this one so quiet? What? Why are you so quiet? Alright, we'll go to a little bit of a louder one, maybe. There we go. That's a little bit better. What is gosh darn it? What do you mean gosh darn it? Wait, what are you guys saying? Missed your review of Raoul's skin? What do you mean? Oh, stainless! I see, I see. I feel like stainless actually gets some really, really nice skins. I'm surprised that, is it just in name that Raoul doesn't like stainless? Because I think stainless actually gets some really, really nice skins. It's okay. It kind of exploded and died earlier anyway, so. Alright. So let's see if I can get this going correctly. I haven't even set up anything correctly to... Yeah, that's fine. That works. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. I haven't really designed a YouTube banner in a long time. I know that this is sort of mainly... First of all, can we just talk about, like, how awful the YouTube banner setup is? Like, this is ridiculous. The fact that 99% of you guys are gonna see this area, and yet it still wants to give us all of this just in case you might happen to watch on a television. Does anyone watch stream on a television? Does anyone browse YouTube profiles on a television? He says he ain't British. Jury's out on that. The skin even has a lot of Wadze. I totally do. Really? Like once? Do you guys ever look at profiles on a TV? No? Don't have a TV? No, that's fair. Okay, wow. Okay, more than I thought, at least. Of course not. It's hell to navigate the keyboard on a remote. Fair. Yeah, fair. It's just like, this is sort of the template they have. So I think for the most part, we mainly just want to focus on this. But it's like, they still want you to fill this with something, I guess. I don't think I'm gonna spend much time on that. Maybe some little graphics or whatever. This is mainly our working area, I believe. Desktop minimum and mobile. Desktop maximum. Why do they do this? Why is it just so different across the board? It's just dumb. It's just dumb is what it is. But we'll see what we can do. So my idea for this is I want to split it in half. I want to do, like, I'm not really sure how I want to do it, but I just want to visually split this banner in half. And on one side, I want it to be like, I want it to be my main outfit, and on the other side, I want it to be in this outfit. And I'm not entirely sure how I want to do it yet, but I know I want to have, Suzerain, Amiya, maybe Astacia as well? I'm not really sure here. I can't really fit too many, unfortunately. But this is why I figured it would be fine to do for this stream, because it kind of is like a mix of things. Let me make this a little bit lighter, because I don't really need it that much. And then let's grab an eraser here. Make that a little brighter. And I don't really have, like, a super clear idea of how it looks. I did a quick sketch that HR saw, but it was really, really, really rough. So I'm not entirely sure how it's gonna look. See, I'm not the only one currently working on the streaming assets. I'm trying to redo and revise something from a very long time ago. Sometimes I use a smart TV on the kitchen to watch something on YouTube while I eat. I remember that I should write with the remote, and then I say, F it, watch the first thing that comes. Yeah, that's fair. I can see it working, like the art in trading card game boosters. You still have art on the back and on some of the hidden areas, just in case for branding would be the logic. You mean like how, I guess it's kind of like how some people do those Pokemon cards, where it's like continuing the art of the Pokemon card, right? It would be kind of like that, wouldn't it? Sort of continuing the artwork. Alright, I'm trying to think of, like, how I would. I have it, like, in my head, just not super clear. And I'm trying to remember how I did this previously. Something to this effect. And then I think I had like the other thing is I'm trying to figure out the composition still too. Because if you want your composition to still have like everyone in there, you kind of have to lay it out in a different way. What oh, man, hang on a sec. Let me just try to figure out where I did this, like, really rough sketch earlier. So I think I'm not quite remembering the layout. Or the layout was fine, and it's just very... Oh, I had a very different look for this. Okay. Yeah, this was really rough. You know what it is? When I did the initial sketch for this, the canvas looked like this. And then I just had everyone at, like, full body. And now I have to, like, squash everything in here, and I don't know how to do it. This is such an awkward design. YouTube, why do you do it like this? I think it's mainly because YouTube really just thinks that this is going to be for, like, people with text-based logos, right? I don't want to do a text-based logo. That's so boring. No text-based logos here. The other thing is when most people do logos, I'm pretty sure they just have, like, their head themselves like that, and I'm trying to not do that either. Chibi? I was thinking about it, but then it kind of, I don't know. Maybe partially chibi? Maybe, like, stylized? I don't really know yet. I was thinking chibi, but then it kind of, messed up the direction I was thinking. It's just hard to get the red idea down, I think. Maybe have a... Never know what we're doing with extra hands. You placing stargazers on tiles like operators? What do you mean? Yeah, I'm not really... There's not enough room here, that's the problem. Yeah, the other side was gonna be, like, the regular outfit, and then, and then it was going to have Prism and, some other characters. Some other characters you guys haven't even met yet, I don't think. I was gonna try to have, like, Prism on this side. Something to this effect. I'm trying to do this split idea, but it's really difficult because of how limited the room is that I have here. Like a chessboard from the side? It's an interesting idea. Mind if you draw what you're thinking about? I think I get what you're saying. Would that be the two sides, or... Wait, that's a, huh. Would that just be for one side or for two? That's kind of that's strange. One side? I mean, I think I get what you're saying, right? Like, would it be from the front? You said from the side, right? You'd have... Oh, shush. You'd basically have this type of layout, right? With elevated parts, high ground tiles. You'd have to have some angle so that people would know, like, what kind of board it is. Something to that effect? Will you do a little Easter egg on the display that goes on TV? Maybe. I don't want to put in too much work onto that side. See, I'm trying to do like a basically, like, to give you guys an idea. Next year, the stream schedule is not going to change. A little GVV saying who even will see this. Okay, that's kind of funny. I might do that. Just to let you guys know, my plan for next year, this year ended up being like 99% Arknights, right? My plan for next year is to continue the stream schedule as it is, but I want to start adding in some evergreen content, exploring a bit more of Illusionari. So in order to communicate that, I want to sort of have this banner that has this, like, slash through both sides of what I do and who I am. And that's sort of like the purpose of needing to make a banner. Is to kind of, you know, because a banner is essentially like your book cover, right? As a content creator, it's kind of like a book cover. So it would be interesting if I had a way of very quickly communicating this. I was thinking like angel from the bottom front, angle from the bottom front to show you looking down at the board. Okay, so it's not to the side then. It would be. It would be like this. More Cheese Moon? We finished Cheese Moon! Cheese Moon is complete. Judger, hello. Can't stay long, but we'll lurk? Alright, sounds good. Have a good lurk. The reason I liked the side idea is because I want this sort of like... I guess it oh my gosh, jeez. What are you... Oh, go. Shoo. Go away. Why is this suddenly opening everything? Alright, let me just close AK, just in case it's being buggy. I know it's kind of cliche, but I am sort of trying to do that whole, like, you know, anime, different mirror thing, you know? No, not you guys. Not you guys. I had a bunch of things opening in the background. What? Wait, Growell, what? The one already on display but brought down a bit? What? I don't know what you mean. Play Hollow Knight and my life is yours? I don't think I'm good enough to play Hollow Knight. One already on display but brought down a bit. Okay. So you mean like... trying to... brought down a bit. Yeah. If you could just do like a stick figure of what you're thinking. Because I'm intrigued by your idea, but I think I just need to see like a stick figure. And then I wonder what the heck this side would be. I'll get good. Guys, I don't... I don't think I would... Isn't Hollow Knight one of the hardest, and then Silksong just elevated that to an insane level? Your idea is interesting, Stockler, because it would allow for more, operators visible. Finally, we love GamerStar. Evident, I don't Google up anything because that is a very, very easy way for me to accidentally get spoilers. So I don't look up things. It's a challenging genre, but Hollow Knight is absolutely beatable for one who survived AK. It's a completely different genre, though. It's very, very, very different, though. I could also do, like, wait, are you looking for, like, the... Man. I feel like Genshin also does a lot of motifs with chess. It feels like a lot of gacha games do motifs with chess. I'm trying to think. I've seen, like, the crazy angles that people do. Where it's, like, sort of that free rent angle, you know? Gosh, I can't do the free run angle unprompted. You know exactly what I mean, though. I can't. It's too embarrassing to try. But it's like usually the hand is like huge because there's a lot of foreshortening happening. And there's usually a piece here and then like the rest of the board. That's usually how I see that motif being done. And that can be like any. I usually see that with like some type of Genshin thing. But I imagine that is also somewhat how people have. I think that's normally like how it goes. I'm also wondering, like, you just said that, like, oh, I just checked and there was indeed a spoiler. I hope that drawing that angle would, like, not invite people to just say spoilers. That is slightly fear that is slightly a fear. Yeah, previously my idea was just to have it like a, well, more like a battlefield commander, right? Just like, I guess that's kind of Pokemon-ish looking, but you get what I'm saying. And then just having everybody else here. I mean, that was the initial idea, right? Was having more of that. Having more of that vibe, I guess. Move away because I'm sort of covering it, but there's a lot of different ways you can go about it, I suppose. It's funny, you're currently learning exactly the free run meme of trying to face at unusual angles. It's difficult. It's like, if you see a reference, it's fine, but if you're just trying to do it from memory, it's really hard. A general spoiler? Okay, fair enough. Valiant Knight of Arcs can best the Knight and Hollowed. Yeah, I feel like this was my original idea, was more of like battlefield commander looking, and then I don't know what I'm doing on this end. I think I was doing the exact same thing, honestly. I think it was literally just like two sides of the same coin here. I think that was kind of what I was aiming for, right? Is like, I love how I can't do it now. Can't do it with the opposite hand. Amazing. I think I was basically just trying to repeat the exact same thing. Except with bunnies. Same idea with bunnies. I don't know. We're playing around. It's a chill day. I'm experimenting. Playing with ideas. Curious what you guys think. No reason why I couldn't also do like the... You were bombarded with 10 ads before you could export a PNG? What the heck? What were you on? Suddenly bunnies. Bunnies. Bunnies and other characters that have yet to be fully explored, but... That's the thing. I have to, like... I have to do a banner where I'm just showing what I have so far. Metabang? I use... When I'm doing phone sketches, I use Ibis, and you do still have ads, but I've never had 10. Where are we putting Pio? You guys. I don't know where Pio goes. I wasn't planning on that. That's a side channel. This is the main channel. Also, hello. Where do you find the sizing template? Just remembered I also need to update the YouTube banner. I literally just typed in YouTube banner template, grabbed the first thing I could, had 2 minutes to go to stream, and said, good enough! That's what I did. It's in general? Alright. Let me see what you're thinking about here. Let me see if I can throw this here. We're just sort of exploring. This is more of an exploratory day. Oh, okay, okay. Very angled, very angled. Very dramatically angled. I see what you're doing. I see what you're saying. I like it, but the problem is the banner size. This stupid, thin, horizontal thing. Ugh. I mean, yeah, you could do it, you just have to... You just have to tilt it a little bit, I guess. And then make it more... intense with the board. You can... Yeah, you could do it. No, you didn't slow down the stream. Not at all, not at all. I'm slowing down the stream just as much, just trying to brainstorm. Composition looks really nice and dramatic angle. Hello, newbie. Newbie, I'm trying to figure out how to do the split thing between Terra and Hallucinari. It's not working well. Oh! Oh, lovely. Okay, cool. Not touching IS anytime soon. Even Newbie also thinks we should add PO. Newbie didn't say anything about... Don't speak for Newbie. A possible approach would be the tired character taking a nap on the desk? What? Art stuff, character story stuff, tablet with AK on the side? No. We don't have... unless the tablet is PRTS. The format for YouTube banner is unforgiving and awful. It really is. Yes, I agree. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to do some nice illustration and YouTube is like, "Oh, that's cute." It'd be really nice if I knew a good way of like tying this together in movement in some way. If I could do like... Ugh. This is gonna cause me to look up Genshin art, isn't it? I feel like in the past few days, I have not been able to get away from Genshin-related stuff completely by accident. I'm not trying to explore Genshin. It just keeps appearing. Let me get rid of this thing, because it's taking up a little too much visual noise room. Radiant, darker background, lighter background? That could be interesting. I want to try to do, like, something that... Ugh, I don't know. This is why... Okay, the reason that I don't do much, like, this type of brainstorming on stream is because usually you guys just see me waffle for half an hour, and I don't really think that's fair. I should have had a better idea before coming to stream, but I ran out of time completely. Off in the distance? Like how in Doom Guy's pet bunny that sets off his rampage is hidden in the background? That's not a joke. Doom Guy did all that over a bunny. He is me, spiritually. Wait, you're gonna have to elaborate on that in the future? Like, in the near future? I'm gonna need more, information about that. But we like waffles. You're okay with me waffling about here? First you art streamer, how dare you do art on stream? The problem is I'm not doing art on stream! The problem is I'm not getting stuff done! I'm not being productive! Original Doom lore is that the demons killed his pet bunny and then he destroyed all the demons. Oh, so it's like fantasy John Wick. Is that basically the idea? I had no idea. John Wick is realistic Doom Guy. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I wonder if there's like... This is the problem with not having, like, good internal visualization, is that it takes me, like, a long time to just sort of, like, try to sit with an idea. I remember at one point, like, a year or two ago, I was trying to get ideas on stream live, and I think I told Vessa, and I'm like, at some point, I just need to make one of those, like, loading toggles above my head, just trying to think of these ideas. Better to be a waffle than a pancake? It depends on the pancake. Why a waffle? Why not both? It's just called waffling. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like... Ugh, all of my ideas require the YouTube banner to not be stupid. That's the thing. I know I could do something, like... having some sort of, like... Well, okay, obviously on this side, this one's pretty obvious. This one's very obvious. No idea what this would be. Like, clouds, maybe? Smoke? Something crazy? I don't know. Something to sort of, like, fill this stupid space. That's where Pio will go. Pio will go in the stupid space. I can have Pio here. There you go. We could have Pio in the silly space here. How about there? Here, yeah, it could be Prism Pio or Cheese Moon Prism. Why not? Copy my old YouTube banner, but instead of Wendy's hat, you're wearing an Arby's one. Cal's ordering a cheese roast beef sandwich. That's a what? Evil falling giant magic rock on the right. Oh, lovely. I mean, honestly, the whole thing just being surrounded with the Originium crystals wouldn't be, like, super out of place. Especially if they're, like, in the background or something. I don't know. I hate to admit they are really pretty. Yo would love to be in the silly space, to be fair. True. I just have, like... Will anyone see this? Can anyone see me? And only the people who watch on YouTube TV will ever know. Maddie from RTMK here. Pio doesn't hide! Oh, unless this is Prism. If it's Prism or Pio, I guess that does change things. We never did find out what RTMK stands for. We didn't? I thought we did, no? Did they never explain it? Broken lore? It would be more hype about being in the silly space than anyone that knows he's here there. True. I feel like I could just, you know, I could just have Pio. And no one would know what it is except you guys. Only you guys would know what it was. We already have Prism here. Prism's already, like, stealing the show here. The chess thing is interesting. The thing is, this was kind of trying to do, like, a mirror situation. But the chess thing is interesting. And I almost feel like Illusionari could also be represented the same way. But I don't want it to look like a chess match against myself. That would be That would be a little strange. Randomly in the banner, pixel by pixel. Size accurate pixel PO. Newbie, you know that's gonna be like... yay big, right? I'm gonna put that in the front before anyone makes any comments. You know that's gonna be about yay big, right? That's what makes it funny. Then it's just gonna look like, Isun from Okami. Everyone's just gonna think it's Isun. Now it's just Isun. They'd think that, but zoom in, and he's drinking electrolytes. You can't zoom in on a banner. They don't allow you to zoom in on a banner. It looks like a glowing mushroom to me, not gonna lie. I mean, that's kind of what Isun... Isun's like a beetle, right? Kind of looks like a mushroom. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? From Okami? I mean, that's kind of the joke, is that it just sort of looks like a little... No? Alright, I have to look up an image now. You guys don't know what Isun is. Japanese Jiminy Cricket! There you go, we'll go with that. Isun is kind of like, when you play Okami, when you play as a wolf, Isun is like represented as a little hopping speck. Like, actually though, just a little hopping speck. And then sometimes it'll zoom in and then you can like actually see what he looks like, but normally he just appears as a little hopping speck. What? Wait a minute. What if I hate the YouTube banner format so much, it's not even funny. What if I used the chessboard as a way to, like, break up the... I'm gonna have to change the direction of it, but... I use the chessboard to sort of, like, break the piece, and then faded it, and then... I don't know what I'm doing. No. I lost it. I don't know what I'm doing. When I played Okami, the disc broke. Never played Okami past 2 hours. 'Tis tragic. I'm sorry, newbie. I didn't mean to give you bad memories. I apologize. You can shrink it a bit, put all the ideas horizontally, maybe? The thing is, I also, like, I can't make it too busy because then it, like, kills the idea of a YouTube banner. That's the thing. This is why I never was, using my graphic design work, is because, like, graphic design work kind of makes you, forgo illustration. This is why I never did graphic design. I mean, I'll probably just have, like, a title here, right? And then the board here. And then I don't know what's happening on this side. I think the issue is that I don't want it to, I'm worried about the banner just feeling like two completely separate illustrations. I wanted them to be similar to make it look like they sort of semi-belonged together, not literally, but were sort of like two halves of the whole. And I'm worried that based on how I choose to do the illustration, it's just going to end up looking like two separate illustrations with like a little bit of a gradient in between them. So I'm trying to find a way to make the piece sort of feel like they're meant to kind of go together. Left is easier since Bunny's bottom and Prism up, Aurora above. But 2 ideas on the right is tough, yeah. Illustration is either both or one theme. 2 sides of the coin. Yeah, exactly. I just don't know how to do it. And I don't want to make it look like a chess match face-off, because that doesn't really make any sense either. It would be funny, but it doesn't really make sense. The best way to do that is do 1, copy flip, then just beat for beat copy. No, I know. That's kind of what I was trying to do here, is just sort of the copy flip idea. But then the idea of a chessboard was brought up, and I'm wondering if it works or not. So basically, I think the thing is, we basically have 2 ideas happening right now. We have this thing, which was the original sketch, which was just sort of like the exact same idea, commanding bunnies or commanding operators. And it's a lot simpler. And then there was this idea with the chessboard, which is interesting, but I don't know if I will be able to find a mirror on the other side here. A meta banner of illustrating the banner in a rough sketch, so the 2 sides more easily look like they belong together. There you go. If you want to stick with the chessboard idea, I do this. Right side, Dr. Starlight looking down on the chessboard battlefield simulation. Left side, Starlight looking down on a map of or piece of Hallucinari. That's an interesting idea. Wait, that's a really interesting idea. No, that makes so much sense, because that literally would make it like a symbol of world building. Like, literally. Trying to learn more about Hallucinari. Wait, that could actually be really good. Wow, Babylon. I really, really like that suggestion. I don't know how exactly it's gonna look in visually, but that concept is really strong. My gosh. Thank you, Babylon. No, I think that makes so much sense. That could kind of be like, oh man. I'm thinking about like all the different ways that could look now. That's really smart. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's gotta be a nice way to... Yeah. I wonder if there's a way I could make that look dynamic. That could be really good. Does that work at an angle? Maybe? I'm not really sure. No, but a map makes so much sense. And then the map could also have pieces. There could also... Oh, man. Let's see here. I don't know if I'd be able to do... Oh, man. I could do this exact same pose, but instead it's like a marker. Like, you know how with war strategy and like similar to chess, right? It's kind of where it all connects. But then you have like places where you're pointing out on a map. That could be interesting too. Or just like having pieces that are sort of like monuments or structures or regions. Oh man, there's definitely something here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's definitely something here. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but there's definitely something to play with here. I'm not really sure how it works yet. But no, the map makes so much sense. Let me just make sure I don't... No, that makes so much more sense as a mirror, too. Huh. We have a little W and a Lucinari map? No! What? That doesn't make any sense. There's gotta... Yeah, I'll find, like, some way to make this, like, really dynamic. But... yeah, this is really good. Background has to obviously just be, like, you know, standard text and whatever. Title. I don't really know what the background is yet. I don't really know. But that's okay, because... yeah, there's definitely something here. I could either have it going this way, or I can have it going the opposite way, depending. Oh, wait. What if it was like... hang on. It was one of those things where you have to, like, keep trying different layouts, right? Instead of going downward, if it was going upward, maybe? I don't know. Something to this effect. I have to leave. Dead tired, want to rest more? Try to catch the VOD? Yeah, no worries, no worries. All good. You can have the map mounted on a wall? So you're painting the last pieces? No, I don't want to change it now. We're really, really good here on the mirror of the chessboard and the map. I don't want to change it now. I like the downward tilt since it leaves text space in the center, but good luck, these ideas can mesh. There's definitely something really strong here. Like, major thank you again, Babylon. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but there is something really strong here. I'm just gonna have to play with it for a bit, I think. I wonder if there's, like, a way... I want to see if there's a way to, like, make it mirrored, but also, like... more... There's a way to do this really visually interesting. I just haven't figured it out yet. The dynamism works. I feel like there's something here. Just don't know what yet. I think we figured out, like, a good 80% of the puzzle, though. Thanks to Babylon. I think that solves... I think, Babylon and Stockler together really sort of helped me solve, like, 80% more of this thing. With the angle, with the map idea, I think it's working well. I guess this is, like, you guys sort of get to see a sense of how I brainstorm concept work, right? I want to get to the point where I'm doing some stuff on the side channel where it's like, we're doing this kind of thing where, you guys give me a prompt and I try to figure out, like, how we can turn this into something really interesting. There's some YouTube channels I've been following recently that will have things like, you know, making a fantasy version of a mailbox. And it won't just be, like, a decorated mailbox, it'll be, like, a mailbox, except it's made out of seashells, and it works by, like, transporting bubbles that turn into letters or something. Like, very interesting ways of tying things together, pushing your concept further and further. Thanks, Babylon. My head is steaming. I'll get this angle even for my own good. I mean, look, if it's just good at, like, helping you practice, then... But don't worry too much, because I'm sort of playing around and trying different things anyway. But if you want to do it for your own practice, then by all means. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to start doing, is some stuff on the side channel on Mondays, where we play around with just exploring the idea of pushing concept art. Because I think a lot of concept art that I've seen goes one way, and it's like, okay, you had a thing and then you themed that thing, right? Like a plate, but it's for an aquatic region, and then the plate is like a seashell, or it's decorated with seashells, right? And it's like, okay, but like, can we push that? How would we push that? What is the idea of a... I guess a plate's not a good example because it's just kind of flat. Like a cup or something, right? A cup in a volcanic region. And I think that a lot of people would just do it as like, the cup has motif of fire decoration on it. And it's like, no, if it's a cup in a volcanic region, it is made out of rock, right? That thing is carved rock. And sort of pushing those concepts, even if it's not part of a Lucinari, even if it's just like practice, just doing like fun studies, activities, seeing how far we can go with things, I think that would be really, really interesting. The easiest way to make the mirror would be to have the table flow from one side to the other, but it makes it hard to keep an interesting angle. Yeah, I was thinking that, but then I was like, oh, but then you can't do the angle. I think the angle on the first sketch of chess is good. You mean this one? Yeah, I do like this one. I do like this one. I feel like that could work for a mirror too. I think this is just one of these things that I have to play with. Because I know that there's good ways to... I love those gacha pieces where it almost has a feeling of being surreal. And I want to see if I can push that, if I can make the whole thing feel like a little bit surreal, going across different ideas. My idea would be a narrowish table, exactly in the center, something to visually divide the two halves. Two starlets leaned over from either side the vanishing point would create. So you're thinking, like... You're thinking of a center vanishing point, right? Again, hard with the angle, but you're thinking of something like... that? And then on either side. I feel like you can't really get the nice angle here doing it. Not easily, anyway. In images? Alright. Yeah, I was thinking with something like that. You can't... You definitely kill the dynamism, though. That's the only issue. You really, really kill the dynamism when you do it that way. Because I definitely... I see what you're saying. But you do end up killing the dynamism. Yeah. if there's like a way to continue that. I don't really think it... now it just looks like a difference in power struggle. Yeah, it's definitely not an easy task. If I had to do this for a client, I would be really stuck. Easiest way I see two different ends meshing is hiding it? Yeah. Probably. I could also probably do like a thing in the front here. But again, you're killing dynamism. You could always just have that be your info, right? Your name, your title, whenever you go live, explanation of what you do. Like, you could always do that. It's an option. I like the mirroring of the intensity on both sides. Back to back. That's kind of what I was trying to do here first, isn't it? Hang on. Let me just redo this one. Gosh, YouTube, why do you have the worst format ever? Kind of overlaps the idea here. Like, I see it in my head, but it's not interesting. That's the difficult part. Like, it makes sense from a technical point of view, but it's not interesting. The only other thing that I could think of with doing it like this, make it a little bit further apart so they're not like completely. The only other thing I can think of here is that if you did this way, then you would also want some sort of like faded motif of the different characters, right? Or the world, or something crazy. Like if we had the... And I'm not saying this is literally in the background, I'm saying this is one of those things where you just sort of see, like, the different aspect of the story or the world in the background, right? So this would be, like, your main characters and everything. And then this would be bunnies. So then you're sort of seeing, like, almost like a storybook style. It's always another way that you can approach it. Again, not super interesting, but at least if you use this space, then you're creating some sort of interest. This idea is centered, usually, while map can be leaning on a table. You could have an easier time meshing the theme rather than physical properties. Combine them, make the focal point 3-point. Gosh, I have no idea how that would look. If the focal point is 3-point, what are you thinking? Okay, wait. You know how I said I didn't want it to look like they're facing off each other? It won't look like that if we're doing something completely different. Right? So, you could always have like a... Well, it does kind of change levels of importance, though. That's the only other issue. You add like a blend or something here? No, maybe that doesn't work. No, that doesn't work. You can't have an empty chessboard against no one. It doesn't... No, that doesn't work. Because I was thinking if that was like a map or something. And then this was a chessboard, but... I don't really think that works. If this was at like a different... Does this work at a different angle? And you'd still have the same hand situation doing the same thing. And then you maybe have like... Maybe? Yeah, I keep hearing there's like an R6 thing, but I can't, I can't look at it apparently. And also go for something deliberately less dynamic and more fresco-esque, like Da Vinci Last Supper. I'm not good at doing that. I always want to play with intense dynamism whenever I can. If I have the opportunity, if I have the chance, I mean, like, the wedding picture, obviously it's a wedding picture. The one that I did recently with the owl and the dragon. That's a wedding picture. It's not meant to be dynamic. But if I can push dynamism, I will. There could be something interesting here. If I, like, make it more even. If I blend that better. If I... If that's further apart, if there's more room, because YouTube has a terrible layout. And then some kind of, like, blur between that? I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's kind of getting late for people, and we are sort of, like, at the point that we would normally end anyway. So maybe we'll call it there. I think I think the chessboard and the map idea is getting my gears turning, honestly. Normally, like I said, I like trying to come into stream with something a little bit more prepared in most cases, but I hope that you're okay with some brainstorming sessions, because I'd like to do more brainstorming sessions that are less important in terms of branding, and things that are just really fun, like I was explaining before, with like a mug for a volcano region. What would that look like? I think it would be a lot of fun. Thank you again, guys, for your insight and info. I think it really, really helpful. Helps me find ways to figure out where to go, and I hope that you guys have fun doing it too, because, I don't know, I like brainstorming sessions. But yeah, thank you very much again. I wish you all the best. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, and I will see you on Saturday. I think, yeah, I will see you Saturday. We're going to be doing some Iris records, and I was also told we have to, read a different character's record, not a record, files, who I, don't think I'm gonna be able to fully avoid. Alright. With that being said, I wish you all the best. Have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night. Thank you so much. And I will see you Saturday. Alright. Bye-bye.